Good afternoon and welcome to Cherry Country for this epic Great Northern Group 9 top-of-the-table clash between the home side, the young Cherry Pickers, and the formidable Gundagai Tigers. I'm John McLaren, your host, and joining me in the commentary box is former young coach and resident Group 9 board member Nick Hall. Welcome, Nick.
Yeah, g'day, Johnny. How you going?
Yeah, well, thank you. We've just made the trek up from Wagga this morning, and it was nice and sunny down there as it is here in Young, but as true... having lived in Harden myself for a little while, it just gets a little bit cooler in the valley here, but that's a good thing. We all come up here for cherry season, etc., and for other periods of the year. But what are you making of today and the season thus far?
Look, there's a little bit of wind around today, but we all know we've been at Young and there's been much worse days, so I think generally the crowd's enjoying it there today. There's kids out there playing on the field, and it looks like it's going to be a great day for some footy. And
yeah,
especially with this top-of-the-table clash, I think it's primed up for some good footy to be played out there today.
Absolutely. So we're moments away from getting this one underway, but we've already covered Young this year. They came down to the Kangaroos about a fortnight ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. They were at the Equex Centre. They got the job done on the Kangaroos, I think 38-16 that day, and they were absolutely clinical in that display.
Yeah, they're a very sharp side, and they've got the benefit of having, the bulk of this side together for a number of years. A few good additions to them this year in the back row really put some polish on their attack, and, it's hard not to play some good footy with those Cornish boys leading the way. They're very smart footballers. So, yeah, there's a lot to be said for their game, but also Gundagai have been at the top a long time for a couple of years here in Group 9, and they're the other side this year that I think all the eyes are on.
Well, I was just going to say that, of course, Gundagai won, in recent times, the 2015 and 2018 and 2020, but no James Smart. He's obviously defected to the Kangaroos, so he led them in those ones, and they, of course, lost 2016 and 2017 to South City, but they're always up there, and, it's really anyone's game this afternoon.
Oh, definitely losing James Smart would hurt any side. He's a brilliant guy, great footballer, and a smart fella, but the guys they've added to that side with Latrell, Sigwalt and Nathan Rose, they're just quality, and great Group 9 players, great footballers, and I don't think they're missing much by adding those two guys to the season, so they're going to be very dangerous today.
Absolutely. We're just waiting. So the referee, Sean Byatt, makes his way out onto Alfred Oval here in Young. A little bit around the cricket pitch, but otherwise the ground's in magnificent condition, and led by Luke Berkery, the Gundagai boys make their way out onto the park. You coached a winning Harden side yesterday against Cooter Bulldogs in George Took. How did you get that one done?
Oh, yeah, it was a tough victory. I think any time you play Cootamundra Bulldogs, it's a hard game, and traditionally Harden versus Cooter games are tough. Being neighbours, they like to beat each other. It was another one of those ones yesterday. It was a good game. Terrific ground over there at Harden, and the new facility's amazing over there. So they got a big crowd and they got a good atmosphere, and it was a good old tough game. So it was good to my boys. The Harden boys loved it, and we're going along okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Naya Freeman he's going to miss, of course. So Tom Bush comes in from the wing to the centre, and of course, Boro gets his chance, and Angus Smith returns for Young.
Yeah, Boro's been one of the class first graders for a number of years. Hurt his knee in a rep game about 3 years ago and struggled with injuries since then. But he's a classy guy, and I'd be looking for Boro to have some big carries today, bring the ball back out of the backfield. He could be a real asset to the Cherry Pickers today.
Yep.
The Cherry Picker boys running out. Really note Josh Ayres out there. He's had a big season so far, and he's added some real class and polish to the Cherry Picker side. Waiting for a kick-off here. The Cherry Pickers boys are going to be kicking off to the bar end, so the Gundagai team will be receiving. Captain Luke Berkery sure to be starting these boys off with a big stint. Very close.
apologies for a few technical issues there. But, yeah, really looking forward to this one. So Cornish, tap, charging through. Young player there. And 35 out from their line. I'll move it forward. Big run there from Jake Hogan. So 30 out from the line. Comes out. They approach the 20 mark. Gundagai defence holding up here. Nearly 2 minutes played out here at Alfred Oval. Group 9.
Cherry Picker setting up for something here to the right with a big shape. No touch there, that's the last. Cherry Picker's happy just to run it here in the last and not put in a kick, but got some good field position here against Gundagai.
So apologies to just a few technical errors, but Nick Hall making his debut up here in the box, getting the job done. So Gundagai with it now, out of the dummy half. Great press up there from the young boys. So neither side will really give an inch today. Both sides looking for the gaps, maybe a bit of opposition fatigue. What's the talk been like in Young throughout the week, Nick?
I think they're very excited about the game. You know, I think Young knows that they've got a side that's been capable of performing well in this group, and Gundagai the standards. So I think they've really been looking forward to it.
So the kicks come. It'll be Nick Hall back there, but it was a great kick. Oh, it just doesn't quite sit for him well. Oh, excellent Tiger pressure there, and he's pulled him into the goal line.
That's a huge chase by the Tigers there. A couple of conservative sets by the Tigers just working into the game, but really that's what they need, you know, to get down in good field position, and a terrific chase there puts Nick Hall under pressure. Yeah,
it was a great kick. I didn't quite pick up who it was from, and it just didn't quite sit for Nick Hall. It just that split second, he had to sort of wait for it a bit, and that was enough chance for the winger from the Tigers to get through and execute that tackle. So, line drop out. It's a fair old roost. Good take by Nathan Rose. Feeds it off to Berkery. Oh, met solidly. Great tackle there from Tyler Cornish. Comes through, fed out wide. James Luff doing some good work there. A big run from Gundagai. So Sean Bytes deemed that he was held there. Fast. And James Luff, there was a call for outside, you might have heard. Offside, I should say. And coming through now. So
Alfred Collins looking to line up here on the left.
Good spot.
James Luff got to be watched very close to the line. He's so dangerous with those shapes.
Absolutely. He's very, very busy. So it looked like a boot was thrown off there. I reckon someone's lost a boot.
Might have been the boot or some headgear, I think.
Headgear, is it? Good spotting by you. So they're holding up here Young, but Gundagai ever pressing. They'll come through. Berkery now. Solid run. So 10 out from the line. Number 5. Was it number 5? I'm trying to get through here.
A little slow on the inside there, the Cherry Pickers defence. The Gundagai really pressuring. So Gundagai just keeping it fairly tight there. Not trying anything too expansive. And just making sure they complete and get through the sets and let the pressure build on the Cherry Pickers, I think.
Yep. So pressing up now, deep in their defensive line. Great tackling by the Gundagai boys.
Cherry Picker back 5, stepping up for some work now. Some tired looking forwards after those couple of back-to-back sets.
Absolutely.
Nick Cornish, good run.
So the captain coach coming through. Good run. Still in the defensive line here. Young. It's fed out wide. It was Corcoran. Kick comes. So, going to raffle it here. Doesn't sit that well. Or it might be Lyons down there, is it?
Yeah, I think it is Lyons on this side.
Jack Lyons.
Very dangerous player, Jack. We'd like to see him in some open field later.
Absolutely.
Looks like he's injured. He's coming out of that with a sore hand.
Yeah. I know. I reckon he had it. It might have been his left wrist was strapped for the game. He's hanging out there.
That's Latrell, actually.
Yeah,
that would be trouble if he was...
Sigwald.
Yeah. He's getting back in the line now, though. He's looking all right. The cherry picker's pressing in nice and tight, trying to defend this conservative attack from the Gundagai team.
Yeah, just a really disciplined sort of play there. Kick comes. So Nick Hall's back there. It's Bob's up all right for him at this time, and he's not as far back, so makes a good little step and run. Fends Luff off, but he's met by a pack of Tigers. 30 out from his defensive line, first tackle. We've played nearly 8 minutes here.
Gundagai doing the same thing to the cherry pickers here, squeezing that defensive line up a little bit and making it hard to get through.
So coming through now, approaching the halfway line. Held is the call.
Just in that muddy patch in the middle, aren't they? They'll be looking to get away from that part of the field, I think, today.
Yeah, I think so. Hard to know if it's sort of slippery or...
It's very boggy, the old cricket pitch there.
Yeah.
Real tacky.
I think that's it. Not able to get sort of much clean ball there. And so we've got a penalty.
I think he's just sending them back for a play the ball.
Ah, right.
Still the last. Mitch Cornish with a tricky little kick there.
That might be Lyons there.
I think that's still Latrell. I think he's over his hand injury there. He looks all right.
Yep. Oh, big hit by the cherry pickers there. Driving the Tigers back. Luff feeds it out. A teammate tries to drive up the middle. We've now got a penalty.
Pressure on the back of the neck, perhaps. Pressure on the head. Looks like Luke Berkery wasn't happy there. He and Blake, the two old stages there, having a bit of a confrontation.
Absolutely. So, just a bit of a let off there for Gundagai. And I'll find touch.
I like watching the battle of the halfbacks today. Mitch Cornish pushing the cherry pickers up the field, and young Derek Hay very good at walking behind his team there and just pushing them up the field. And as soon as they find any width, you'll find that often Luke Berkery will be the one to throw a ball wide, and they'll attack on the edges.
So Berkery with it now, charging through. Back from...
that might have been Jack Elphick, I think.
Oh, Elphick, was it?
Yep. Here's Berkery now.
Yep.
Sneaking into the sweet spot there.
Yeah, he missed. I think he missed their last game with COVID.
He's a real loss, Luke Berkery, whenever he's not there for these guys. He's very tough, wins the metres, but can also start some good footy. He's got some nice passes in his game.
Yeah, they get behind him all right. So Luff now feeds it out to, is that Elphick?
Yeah, he's lining up for his second one of the set. He's working very hard.
Doing some heavy lifting there. The kick comes in now. And just didn't quite sit up there. Now it's actually looked fair for Lyons, but couldn't. The ball just took a bit of a turn there, and it'll be a scrum feed with the cherry pickers at their defensive line, not a scrum feed. Play the ball.
10 minutes in, so both sides are calming down now. They're settling into that set-for-set footy, and the fatigue's starting to build a little bit. So Young seems to have made their first change with Jake Walker coming off, and Big Aaron Slater comes out into the fray.
Yeah, he's straight into it. Comes out now. It's Cornish getting involved. Nick Hall pressing up. So good running here from Young. And a bit of ill discipline there from the Tigers. They've already had a bit of ascendancy there, Young. So they get a fresh set.
Yeah, put this into touch, and Young will be really challenging in some good ball here. They choose not to take the tap. Big Aaron Slater takes one up.
So, fresh off a run before. The big men don't get any smaller. Good take. It's going to be hard to take that ball, as you say, through the cricket pitch region.
especially this Gundagai defence. Both these defences, a lot of numbers in tackles. Could be hard to hang on to the footy.
Yeah, goes himself there, Nick Cornish, but had Vini out wide. I'll come back towards the middle now. Blake Hewitt.
Slow play the ball.
Comes out. Cornish involved. Oh, great hit. There. Was he offside?
I think he's calling him offside, but he read it fairly well. Damien Willis over there, looking to jam in on Nick Hall as he came round the back. It'll be something the cherry pickers will be looking for, that Gundagai player to be jamming, and what's going to be their reaction to that, how they play around him, maybe kick behind or find another attacker.
Big Slater comes through. He's going through for the line. He's almost across, is he? Not quite. Held up 1 metre out. Cornish.
Pickers trying to play through them there. Lots of numbers on the right here. If they can get the ball out. Bit of slow play the ball. Things are squaring up now for the Gundagai team.
Yep. So do you reckon they've just got to get a bit quicker with their plays of the ball?
I think both sides, there's a lot of struggle going on in the rucks
there.
Oh,
he's through. Smith. Is that Angus Smith?
Yeah, Angus Smith just pulls through Nathan Rose there.
Excellent work there. They had some good runs there, Young, got themselves up the field. And, of course, a couple of penalties. There was an offside there. We called it before. And excellent work there from Angus Smith, who comes into the side this week. And he salutes the scoreboard. The first try of the game here at Alfred Oval. And the Cherry Pickers go 4-0 up, playing this first half.
Yeah, it was great work by the Cherry Pickers there. They spent the last 10 minutes hitting that lead runner a lot, although they've got some room out the back. And they went for it again with Angus Smith on the lead run that time, and he just pulled through a low tackle by Nathan Rose. So very hard with a low tackle that close to the line, but anywhere tackling on the edge of the ruck sometimes you can get isolated, and it's not easy when you get those big guys like Gus Smith running at you.
Yeah, it was intelligent and but probably predictable to some degree, but they just, as I said before, the big men don't get any smaller, and he had too much momentum, got himself through the line. So both defences working really, really hard there. Maybe just a few lapses in concentration there from Gundagai.
Yeah, look, a couple of penalties there, and it hurts when you start letting penalties build up back to back. Defending 2 and 3 sets against good attacks like this is going to be difficult, and it's going to be the same for the Cherry Pickers if they don't stay disciplined. Gundagai are going to be very hard to control.
So Corcoran,
Whoa.
Hooks that one pretty badly. You spoke about a little bit of wind there, and that was always going to be tough on a less dominant side for the right footer. But
I don't think it made the 10 metre line, that one.
Yeah, no, not his best effort, but he is the trusted kicker there, but nonetheless, they're 4-0.
We'll remind him about that one later. Gundagai looking to get back into this with a big defensive set.
So, kick comes there. Oh, it's spilt backwards.
Wobbly
now, Vini's got it. It was lucky. So, yeah, it was an ugly ball to take there, and have come out of that okay, the Cherry Pickers.
Yeah, big run by Jake Vini, getting him back into the line. Jake Hogan, a bit like Jake Elphick. The two Jakes having a big start to the game, lots of carries.
So Cornish feeds it out. Cherry Pickers. 40 out from their defensive line. They get the passes moving through quickly. Just asking a few questions of this Gundagai defence. Another big run there, and they make their way over the halfway. 40 out from there. Oh, a little flick pass out there, but it was deemed tackled.
Gundagai looking a little bit tired. The body language is a bit low there right now.
Comes out. Little kick in there from Cornish off to the side there. Finds touch. So good meterage there from Young from that set.
Can see Nathan Rose barking there from the edge, giving some encouragement to his boys.
So what have Gundagai got? We're 24 minutes left in the half. And they square the ledger. They're deep in defence. Good press up there from the Cherry Pickers. Out there, playing at home. Both sides undefeated coming into today's clash. Great crowd here at Alfred Oval.
A little subdued here right now. I think they're a little nervous. Gundagai still, top of the table clash. Gundagai still got lots to offer.
Yep.
I think Gundy will just be looking to play behind their smart kickers here. They've got Derek Hay, they've got Nathan Rose and James Luff. 3 good kickers. If they can just complete sets for, 5 or 10 minutes, get some kicks away, I think Cherry Pickers will be feeling under some pressure.
So I know that the Cherry Pickers have made some pretty good starts, and last week they jumped out. Oh, it's a knock on. Knock on there from Alfred Collins. Just couldn't quite get a hold. Now, we spoke about the mud around the cricket pitch area, whether it was his footing or whatever went on there, but he's dropped a ball from the chest there, and that's costly for Gundagai.
Yeah, Cherry Pickers in good position here if they can complete this set and build some pressure. A little bit of space to the right here, wondering if Nick Cornish might see the ball.
Now, just quickly, a couple of other games going on today. Of course, Tumut are at home at Twickenham to South City, and Brothers versus Temora at Equex. Who are you going for in those games?
I think Brothers seem to be a side with a bit of momentum.
Yep.
And, Tumut still, I think Tumut showed a little bit in the second half last week. So
I was just going to ask you on that. Was that did Cherry Pickers take their foot off the pedal a bit, or
possibly a bit of both? They came out to a good lead, but Tumut are, they're a side that's been up there and thereabouts in recent years, and they know how to win. And they've still got some grit and some fight in them and pride in that jumper, and they came and did that last week. So
yep.
They're not going to be thrown away easily this year.
So Cherry Pickers with another great chance here. 10 out from the line, 12 out from the line.
Loose pass.
Yeah, not the best, but keep charging through, and they would love to get a second one here just to get some ascendancy in this game, and looking promising here. Little chip kick comes in, but a good bit of defence there from Gundagai. Is he dragged across?
He's made it back in.
So
Sean Byatt thinks he's made it to the field of play.
Good bit of work there, so they're going to try and drag him out here. Second tackle. So they're under siege here. Berkery. Oh, met solidly.
Oh, no.
Spillage.
I think he tried to pass that, possibly.
Yeah, you reckon it was? You might have had a better angle, and player of his experience it does happen, but they're under siege there, weren't they?
He was a big charge. He was trying to get out of that corner. It's a terrible place to try to get out of. The notoriously the bar corner in the young at Alfred Oval can be quite volatile. The supporters really rev up over there when the Cherry Pickers are supporting.
Yeah, it's a great venue here. Great hospitality. So Cornish now.
Ooh.
Feigns, nearly through. Ever so close to the line. Is that Big Slater?
Aaron Slater.
He's through. Aaron Slater, you reckon he came off the bench earlier?
Yeah, he just came off the bench at about the 10 or 12 minute mark, and he's added some oomph. He's a big, strong boy. He played country in the past, and he's been a noted prop in this comp for years and years. Other teams know of him and are aware of him, and I'm sure they were thinking about Aaron Slater today.
He's certainly an intimidating presence, and he's got across the line. We're halfway through this first half, and that's damaging. They've got reward for effort there, Young. They've been pressing up and making good yardage, and they've got a chance to go 10-0 here, 20 minutes played.
Cherry Pickers just playing a little bit fast for them right now, winning rucks and playing down the front door, not getting too expensive yet, just hitting lead runners and winning rucks.
I think Mitch Cornish has had a red-hot start to this game, and they go along with him, don't they?
He's a very smart player, and he gets out there, and people are in no confusion about what their role is on the field. He's very direct, typical halfback.
So Corcoran, you'd think he'll nail it this time. The job's still to be done.
So Gundagai made some changes here too.
Yeah, well, as you said, they were tiring a bit. So Corcoran gets the job done there. The flags go up. Young press out to a 10-0 lead here at Alfred Oval in this round 5 encounter against Gundagai. Doing it all for All In Sports. Big thanks to all our partners today, BF Transport, Back on Track Physiotherapy, Cavalier Homes, NZ Albury, and Jake Albury Wodonga. So the kick comes now. Good take there by Young. They'll press up again, another opportunity. So they just keep barging through here.
Vincent Brown just came on the field for Alfred Collins. He starts up with a couple of big tackles to start his stint.
Just
Cherry
coming
Pick is
through
back
there.
to just winning play the balls here again, just playing a little fast. Gundagai struggling to get back on side.
Cornish, captain coach, approaches the halfway line. Corcoran feeds it out. Oh, it's a low ball. Good take there. Was Tyler Cornish. Down low. Now, they're across the halfway line here now. Now, kick comes. It's a high up and under spiral. He's going to have to sit under it for a while. And is that lateral?
Yeah, that's Latrell.
Oh, they're trying to take him out there, but presence of mind, he was able to go down.
Can be tough for fullbacks at that end of the field this time of the day. The sun just shines in there. Makes it pretty hard, and with a bit of wind today, could be some more high balls put up by the Cherry Pickers today, I think.
Yeah, it certainly asked questions, had that sort of spiral, but drifted towards the bar corner, as you call it.
Great run there by Luke. He just needs some people supporting him, I think, a little bit, because he can pass.
So the kick comes, and Nick Hall, he's back there. He'll wait for it to sit up. He gets it now. So, excellent fullback of this competition. A good defence there from Gundagai, pressing up. Yeah, good little run there from Young. Tackle number 2. Heading towards the Cootamundra or Harden end of the field. 30 out from their defensive line. Making some good yardage. Good run there from Tom Bush. Coming into the centres this week. Oh, is that Big Slater?
That's Big Aaron Slater again. He's loving his work today.
He's on fire. He's
interesting change that today, bringing Jake Walker out to do the first stint and bringing Aaron Slater out when the legs are a little tighter, possibly in the Gundagai pack.
So Latrell, good run here. Excellent crowd here at Alfred Oval, but it's Young with the early run. Is that Jack Lyons out there?
Jack Lyons with a stepping run.
So
Blake Hewitt in there tackling again.
Now, I'm not sure if it's working for them coming through. I know they've got to get it out wide, but it just seemed to slow up a bit there in the pitch. James Luff.
Big Vincent Brown with the run.
Heavily involved. The kick comes, so they favoured that pocket over there, but Hall's always onto it. Grabs it now. He's got a bit of dash. Oh, that's an excellent tackle. Damien Willis involved there for the Tigers. 10 out from the line. And he goes again, Willis. So
smart player, Damien Willis, been doing this for a long time in Group 9 and performing at a high level, and showed his smarts there for those 2 tackles.
Trying to lift his team here. Gee, the passing from Young's been excellent. Cornish barging through. And good work there from Vini. Now the ball comes back there, but
called him held just before he got carried out, and he threw the ball back infield as well. So.
Yeah, smart work. Cornish to Cornish. Angus Smith, try scorer.
Zach Farrell's out there now.
Coming through there. You just never know. They're very unpredictable. Predictably unpredictable at times, Young, aren't they?
They've got danger all across the field. Plenty of blokes who can threaten the line.
Kick comes from Mitch Cornish. Latrell, he's had a bit of work to do in this first half. It's an excellent kick. Sends him really deep, but he's quick. And he moves out. That's an excellent run there from Sigwell. We've come to expect that from him in this competition.
He doesn't need to see much space, does he? You know, Borrow slips over a little bit, and off he goes around him and makes a good 20 metres. So
plenty of young defenders there, and also plenty of support for both sides here. A lot of Gundagai people have made the trek up.
15 minutes before half time, it looks like the young coach thinks it's time to get Enoki Vunipola into the game. Traditionally, it's a time where youngs can start creating a little bit through the middle. Enoki's possibly the biggest guy on the field, but he's got the skills of a halfback. Very good passer. I've even seen him kick the ball.
Big run there from Gundagai player. Feed out. Here comes the kick. It's a high one. Something a bit different. And Nick Hall's coming in. He takes it beautifully well. Bounces off his opponent. Gets through. That was excellent from Nick Hall. They've just got so much confidence with him down there, don't they?
Yeah, he's a classy player.
Good run there from Vini. 30 out from their defensive line.
Nick Hall's one of those guys who just has so much time. He makes it look very easy, you know.
Yep.
Great stint by Jakey Hogan. Lots of defence and lots of runs. And then they send a Noki Vunipola into the side. So there'll be no reprieve for the Gundagai defence here.
Now, is that Nick Hall in a little bit of spot of bother there at the back?
I think he just needs a drink.
Fair call. He did take that ball up high and was met solidly. So kick comes out. It's a high spiral there from Cornish. Not for the first time today. Oh, a little bit shaky there was Jack Lyons, but takes it well and he's driven back. Somehow gets the pass out. That was incredible work. Nathan Rose dances around his young opponents before eventually being brought down. I can't believe he got that out. That was freaky sort of play there from Jack Lyons. They're going to need something special here.
There's been some smart plays from the back three of Gundagai in the last 10 minutes. You know.
Now,
Young's definitely putting some pressure on with their kick chasers, but the Gundagai back three's been up to it.
James Luff goes himself. So, comes through now. Berkery, tough as nails, takes 3 on.
I'd like to see that Derek Hay just pushing up on the edge of him there in support. There's going to be some opportunities around Luke.
So it's a spiral, and Cornish takes it. He takes it well. Nick Variety comes through. And about 28 from the defensive line. Off the Mitch Cornish.
That's Tyler Cornish, that one?
Tyler, I should say.
Thinks he might have
Take
just
it there. Yeah, I reckon he got one a bit high there.
Got one in the chops.
So the clock will stop.
The ball feels like it's been in play fairly constantly here for 15 minutes, so I think both sides will be glad to have a little rest there. Some tired bodies.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And it's just a bit of heavy work there. You kind of expect that as we approach winter. Just obviously, probably seems to be Gundagai more so. Seem to be coming through the cricket pitch and tiring up a bit.
Yeah, Young seem to be playing down the edges a little bit more. Maybe that's some local knowledge, being here playing around this pitch a lot more.
Yes. You're a cricketer yourself?
Not a very good one.
Bit of backyard.
I fancy it though.
So he's looking all right now, so that's good news. Play the ball. Off to Slater. Get a bit of dirt on your hands.
Big contest for Young's pack today. They've been really looking forward to it, I'm sure, because Gundagai pack's sort of the metric. Big, tough pack, and that's what they measure themselves against.
So Vunipola was involved there, but we've got a call that'll go Gundagai's way. Did you pick up what that was for?
Yeah, Noki looking to make a little pass on the edge of the ruck, and he'll do that, as I mentioned. And that one just called forward, but it won't stop him. He's the sort of guy, he's got no memory like that. It'll bounce off him and he'll try to pass again, I'm sure. Gundagai got some nice shape out to the left here.
Oh, good work there from Latrell. He's down now. Basically an inch over halfway. Throw this ball around here, Gundagai. 10 minutes and a bit left on the clock.
Yeah, with 10 minutes to go, it'll be interesting if Gundagai can build some pressure here and stay at the right end of the field and get out of the mud. It'll be interesting to see how the cherry pickers respond to that. So
Berkery pushing through there, doing some heavy lifting. Just needs a few to come with him. Yeah, so he's got himself a penalty there.
This is what Gundagai need, yeah? 2 back-to-back penalties, a turnover and a back-to-back penalty, and now some momentum starts to swing.
So Luff takes the tap. Is that Mark Elfrick?
I think that's Vincent Brown, who just came onto the field a few minutes ago.
Yep. Working hard. Hasn't played since the 2017 Grand Final, Vincent Brown, so good to see him back.
Well, he's been good. He's having his second carry there now of the set.
They certainly started the game with plenty of discipline, didn't they? I think Gundagai, but just sort of fell away a little bit. Oh, excellent work there from Latrell.
Look at Nathan Rose marshalling the troops there. He wants the ball again.
Feeds out, so the setup now. Berkery.
Zach
Feeds a
Farrell back
teammate.
at the post. It's the last.
So they'll be looking to take some momentum into the second half here. They can go. The chip kick over the top. Oh, excellent take there.
Boro, he's a very big body there. Hard to get over in a jump for the ball.
He's a right bloke in that situation, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not an easy guy physically to beat. But you got Damien Willis out there who's very athletic and very smart. So
He can sort of, he takes the ball obviously up high and gets his chance today. So
Tyler Cornish, the 5'8", but played a lot of fullback and likes bringing the ball back in these areas. Noki Vunipola almost going for a pass there, I think.
yeah, it was a great run. He takes about 4 of them to get him down. Out now.
This is a little change in Young's game this year, having Josh Ayres there that just allows the halfbacks to switch off a little bit, and he'll take the ball into the line in those cases and progress the footy. Jack Rose bringing it back.
Jack Lyons, takes it. I just asked a question. He nearly fumbled one earlier, so they're just asking a few questions of him there, but we've got a player down. Again, the time clock will stop.
Another change here for Gundagai. Blake Dunn comes on for Vincent Brown. And a bit like Young bringing on a Noki Vunipola, Blake Dunn's a guy who can pass the footy, so they might look at just in this period before half-time for Blake to throw some passes and create some footy.
Well, we saw it was Vincent Brown and, of course, Berkery were doing some heavy lifting there, so they'll ask the same of Dunn to try and barge your way through. If you can't go around them, you've got to go through them, I guess.
So Tyler Cornish is injured there.
That's horrible because he's been heavily involved.
2 young players down, possibly a head clash or something of that description.
Yeah, we've got about 8.25 minutes left on the clock, but they're tough as nails, some of these guys. Yep, having a bit of a drink there. He'll come to the bench and seek a bit of treatment. No,
he's just going to park himself on the
there
wing for the set. Just
so that is tough. It's I don't like missing any footy. Those Cornish brothers, do they?
They're very competitive, those 3. At training last year, there was plenty of times they'd be yelling and fighting between those 3. I can only imagine what it was like in their lounge room when they were getting games of footy going over the years.
Probably, doesn't hurt. So, Luff feeds it out. Right in the middle. 40 out from their defensive line here, the Tigers. Luff goes again. Feeds it out and...
just getting stuck in the mud, literally, aren't they? Every time they seem to play the ball out of the mud, they get some slow footy and it's just getting caught there.
Now, what was the call that's happened there?
Is that a little knock on there?
I think you're absolutely spot on. A little bit hard from this vantage point, but that's sort of costly. Obviously, they just wanted to get so much confidence by getting themselves on the scoreboard, and basically 40 out from the line, it'll be a cherry picker feed, and they've got a chance to go again. So both sides had a few little injury breaks, and both sides are a little bit fresh here. So good run there from Boro. 33 out from the line. Here comes Big Slater. He scored today.
He's made some great meters today and had some good play the balls.
Well, and that's where their 2 tries have come through, hasn't it? Through great passing. Feeding it. It had everything right about it, but and Vini held his spot, but the pass was just slightly behind him there, and maybe a bit of a greasy ball there. He just couldn't quite take it, but he was in for sure.
Yeah, they'd created a half a chance there. And they had been going out the front, hitting the lead runner for most of the half, but that time they did play out the back and had created some space.
They're such a great side to watch when they're on song, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very connected. They train very hard at that.
So pushing up now. Gundagai, still plenty of time left in this half. Only 6 minutes to go. And it's the Cherry Pickers in front here at home. Alfred Oval, 10-zip.
Just a bit one out by the Gundagai boys there right now, and I think would like as James Luff goes for a little run. Just like to see him connect a few passes and make the defence a little bit harder for the Cherry Pickers to read.
Yep. Do you put that down? Oh, great run there from Berkery. Oh, and you've spoken about his passing. Like he gets it out. They've got it now, and there's a bit of pace. Oh. Excellent work there from Lyons. He's nearly through. He's through. Wow. It's an excellent individual effort from Jack Lyons. He's been threatening all afternoon.
That was an amazing effort. He's got it down. Yeah, that was an amazing effort down there in the corner. He's all class, and that's what the Gundagai back line can do. They've put together a who's who of the Group 9 backline talent this year, and they all came together for that one. From Luff running to Berkery throwing a pass out to Rosie, and in the corner, Jack Lyons, all class from 30 metres out, beat a few, ran around one, and beat Nick Hall in the corner.
It was just incredible because, Hall, they could see it coming, and he obviously nearly got pushed out of play. It's a game of inches, but just his ability to, as a lot of wingers have, they have that great balance and his ability to stay in there, but also to propel and still, maintain the speed to get into the corner. Yeah,
to take, the speed, then to take a hit, be able to stay in the field of play and get the ball down. It was terrific footy by him, and we've seen that many times from Jack Lyons. He's a quality player,
Absolutely.
As we talked about, though, with Luke Berkery starting that play, and we talked about it, and I was just thinking how he'd had a long, tough stint without a rest, but then he sees a little bit of space, takes a hit and throws a pass, and the back line's ready to go on the back of it.
Yes, sort of it's the unrewarded stuff, really, isn't it?
Yeah, he's very smart forward, and he loves the physical stuff, and he can win rucks, Luke Berkery, but he has got those soft hands and real good vision. So,
leading from the front, so one of their other leaders, it'll be James Luff. It's a fair old effort there, but he just again hooks it too much, and a little bit of breeze. You can see the trees in the background starting to sway a bit, and he just didn't allow for that one as much. So, but great effort there. They'll take a little bit of momentum into half time. There's 3.5 minutes left on the clock here, Gundagai, and it was really important just for their own confidence sake, I would have thought, Hawley, that they got on the board.
Oh, yeah. That was just what they needed, and that's what Gundagai can do. They'll fight and scrap, and they'll stay in the game, and they'll do what they've got to do, and then they get one chance and they take it, and that's just what they needed going into half time.
So, Berkery, again, on the end of it, Luff gets it out lateral.
Cherry Picker defence getting up in their face. They want to get that one back, and Gundagai want to make sure they complete this set.
Well, from a neutral perspective, it's an excellent part to be coming into half time with, at this stage, only 6 points of difference. And for all the Gundagai supporters that have made the trek here and that are watching on All In Sports, it's set up for a really excellent second half.
Derek Hay just taking charge here, just making sure they get through this set, get to their kick.
This is a bit better, I reckon, coming out wide. Don't seem to be stuck on the pitch as much as they were before. So just flicking it around. Nathan Rose getting involved. Little chip kick comes. It works. Wow. It's excellent, but a great saving tackle there.
Looked like it.
Nathan Rose is through, feeds it out. They've got numbers in the corner, and they've got their second try in a minute. Gundagai, incredible stuff on the brink of half time.
That just came from nothing on the last. It looked like Nathan Rose was lost. It looked like he wanted to throw the pass out to the right. Didn't like what he saw, and he just turned back in and ended up dinking a little chip kick through and regathered.
So did you pick up who actually scored that one?
Was that... I didn't. It might have been Jack Elphick, was it, in the centre?
Yeah, it might have been him, I think. So we'll go with that.
They're dangerous, find out at half time. Those ones that just come from nothing, the defensive side's confused, even the attackers were confused, and just showed a lot of class there to just pop that little one through and regather and then take it on.
It had shades of the try beforehand as well. Obviously, as I said, they were almost fooling us going through the middle there. They sound a bit slow, but all of a sudden they start passing out wide here, and they're looking extraordinarily dangerous.
They've challenged his cherry picker right side twice in the last 5 minutes, so it's something the cherry pickers will be talking about in their huddle there, and definitely at half time I would say that they've been challenged twice down this side, so Needs to be some communication and some actions there.
So 10-8 with a minute to play in favour of Young here at Alfred Oval. And James Luff has a chance to level this one. And for all those neutral supporters, this couldn't get any better if it's a 10 all at half-time.
I don't think there's any surprise that this is tight,
He's given it a fair old... Oh, he's allowed for this one. Excellent work there. So cometh the man, cometh the moment, cometh the man. James Luff gets his first conversion of the afternoon, and it's the all-important one on the brink of half-time.
He's in some good form, and I think James Luff's always in form. I rarely see him play a bad game. He's just coming back from some country representative duties as well, and he really nailed that kick.
It was just, as I said, that first one he didn't seem to allow for it, but that one, completely different approach on it, and gets the all-important 2 points for his side. We've got 10 all with about 30. We're almost done. So that is the siren. This will be the last play. Latrell, he's not one bloke you do want the ball in his hands of if you're a young supporter, but he is brought down, and that's it for us here at half-time. It's 10 apiece, and this is exactly what we're all looking for, and both sides have got a bit of work to do, but it's Gundagai taking momentum into half-time, Nicole.
Yeah, Johnny, definitely. I think Young seemed to have the run there, and I'd say for the first 32 minutes they were the better side. But Gundagai's stolen the momentum back in the last 8 minutes. I think it came on the back of Luff starting to have some little darts. Berkery throwing some passes, and this left side's really stuck it together in attack. They've been very dangerous. So I think look for the Young right side to try to get their defence back in order, and I think look for Gundagai to take it left a little bit more often because they're having some success. So
the demeanour of the Gundagai players walking off is a lot different to what it was even, I reckon, halfway through that first half. And they're going to go into the sheds with plenty of confidence. And, we've got an absolute epic game on our hands, as you said. That was all predicted before the game. And the supporters have been treated here this afternoon. So we're going to go with Jack Elfrick as the try scorer. And, of course, Jack Lyons got the one earlier, but we might check up on that one throughout half-time. And, of course, for the young cherry pickers, it's Aaron Slater and Angus Smith with a couple of tries there. So, Nick, we're going to go for a break, mate. Have a cuppa, and we'll be back with the second half shortly.
Certainly.
So welcome back to the second half here at Alfred Oval in Young, Cherry Picker Country, and we're up here. They're the home side. They're undefeated thus far as a Gundagai, the travelling side, the Might of Gundagai, and we've got an absolute epic on our hands here, Nicole. It's 10 apiece, and probably Gundagai have got the momentum, you'd say.
Yeah, like we said, Young seemed to have all the running in the first 30 minutes, but Gundagai wrestled it back, and as you'd expect in a top-of-the-table clash, it's nice and tight, 10-all at half-time.
So the question had come out that, you know, we spoke about Young got out to a 26-point lead last week against Tumut, who obviously, as we've said, are a quality side, but the questions would be that Young are making some fast starts here, and maybe it's impossible to have 100% concentration, you know, for a whole half, but they'd be disappointed with that little lapse in, would you call concentration in that last 5 or 7 minutes?
Yeah, quite possibly half-time came at the right time for them then, just to stem the momentum, because momentum's a hard thing to change on the field sometimes, and sometimes you need some luck and a real team effort to turn it around. So possibly half-time did the job for them, but Gundagai's coming out with a steely look, and I'm sure they'll be looking to get started on the front foot again. Yeah,
there's no doubt about that. I think Young are certainly a very fit side, and you would think that obviously they'd be looking to you know, just get through this first period. I reckon they'll probably know, playing at home here too, bit of a home crowd. I think they'll fancy themselves to take this one deep, but this next 10 minutes is going to be really pivotal.
I think Young knew what they wanted to do. They had a very quick turnaround at half-time. They got in, got it done, and came out. They beat the refs and Gundagai out onto the field and were out there waiting when everyone came out. So I feel like Young know what they want to do, and they're coming out to do it.
So just only a bit of a... you mentioned before, even off air, that it was when Tyler Cornish went down, just, you know, just seemed to change things up a little bit.
Yeah, he seemed to get Young that whack in the mouth or in the schnoz with 10 minutes out, and then he went down and came out to the wing, and it was just in that period just after that, wasn't it, that Gundagai attacked through that part of the field and had some success.
Absolutely. So we're underway here for the second half, and it was Gundagai returning serve with their kickoff, and they're going to the right of screen. Young with it now.
That's the sort of footy Young's been good at, yeah, connecting some passes with the forwards this year.
So, excellent run there from Vunapola. Slater before him. They've made some great territory here, and asking a few questions of this Gundagai defence again. Big run. Massive run. So they've come out a head full of steam here. Have the Cherry Pickers playing at home.
Yeah, they've gone Slater, Vunapola, Slater, and that's a pretty good start to any set.
So, and it sort of worked for them, of course. The big guys, it was Smith and Slater with the tries. The first kick comes up. It's a high one. Excellent work there from Boro, but he looked like he knocked that on.
Climbing high, but it didn't fall his way, and Gundagai will have the ball 20 yards out.
There's a lot to like there, though, if you're a Young supporter and you can see him coming through the ranks here.
He's a very, very handy winger, a big body, can really threaten. Possibly some opportunity.
Latrell's through. He steps inside Nick Hall. It's a great tackle there by Cornish. Try-saving tackle, one would have thought, as the Cherry Pickers kept their way back. But, he's just so dangerous. He's really turning this game on its ear, I reckon.
They've just threatened through that 3 and 4 spot again on the left of the Cherry Pickers.
Absolutely. So and Jack Lyons, the last 10 minutes or so of that first half, he really lit it up. So they're passing a lot more. Laterals through now. Gee, he's so dangerous, isn't he?
He's a classy player,
Tiger
and that's
fullback.
why Gundagai got him, because he was one of the top players in the group last year, and he's doing the same for Gundagai.
So, gets the job done. Is that Royce Tout?
Looks like it. And the Cherry Pickers under some pressure on the last here.
Yeah, great run here from Gundagai, and I reckon they're just passing it out. Good take there. Little flick pass, comes back.
I think it got a bounce off Young there, and that's 6 again.
Jack Lloyd. So, Lloyd, Damien Willis, he'll run himself. He's got some pep in his step there. Takes a bit to bring him down, and he's down for...
James Luff.
James Luff's through. He's through. The experience of James Luff has got through. in the first 2.5 minutes, 2 3/4 minutes of this second half. And James Luff, who kicked an incredible conversion to level the scores just on half-time, has got through for his first try of the afternoon.
I'm sure he would have been one of the cherry picker spot players this week. There's no doubt you don't play a side that's got James Luff in it and not talk about his dummy half running 10 yards out, and he's got them there. I think that's the measure of a good player, you know, when you know what they're going to do but you still struggle to stop them, and he definitely got the cherry pickers there.
Well, he's got a chance here to cover himself in glory. He's not going to be too far out here, and probably on a slight angle. And he's got a chance to really set up a 6-point lead here at Alfred Oval. So they've really seemed to have taken this momentum from the first half into the second half, 14-10.
Yeah, definitely. The cherry pickers came out with a great first set, but then just one missed tackle led to 2 missed tackles, and Gundagai are on the front foot again. So the momentum's continued, hasn't it?
It's almost as if they've, played lame for a little bit. They just seem to be trudging their way through the cricket pitch. Now all of a sudden they're flicking the ball out, and he's just probably hooked that one a bit too much there. It looks James Luff, and he'd be disappointed with that, but nonetheless they've gone out to a 14-10 lead here, and about nearly 5 minutes played in the second half, and all with Young with work to do.
Yeah, Gundagai with some good body language and a pep in their step here, so long way to go, 35 minutes, and let's see if it's cherry pickers can fight back.
So it's lateral Sigwalt, who's absolutely flying here. Good kickoff for Young. Comes into the corner. Oh, good take there. It was lateral again. Oh, Berkery, was met solidly there by the Young pack. So they mean business this game. Bragging rights. It's right there for the taking for both sides.
Looks like Gundagai may have talked about getting away from the ruck a little bit, just connecting a few more passes there again with the forwards.
All of a sudden that ball now looks dry, and that's Gorman, try scorer coming through. 30 out from his defensive line. Luff feeds it out. That might be Farrell.
Zach Farrell, yeah. Oh. He's brought energy since he came on the field. He's worked really hard, Farrell.
Yeah, there's not a lot of him, but he's zippy, isn't he? And they're going to kick for touch here. It is lateral. Why wouldn't you want the ball in his hands?
Yeah, right now all the penalties and the calls and the bounces seem to be going Gundagai's way, and Young just need to fight and stay hard to not get loose.
I mean, there's still obviously a massively long way to go in this season, and both clubs would have only been looking as far as this week. But obviously, those outsiders are already calling it a grand final preview. As Gundagai, they're just looking pretty slippery out wide, but probably their first blemish of this second half. The ball goes down.
Yeah, they've really turned from that conservative sort of start, set-for-set football, making sure they get completions, and now they're looking to shift the ball a little bit and connect some passes, and they're looking really dangerous on their edges.
So it'll be a cherry-picker feed here. They've got a bit of work to do, just even to get a bit of ascendancy back in this game. A few questions been asked of them here. They were excellent for the majority of the first half. Veeney with it now. Presses up, so pushes into the cricket pitch region. And they'll get this passing game going. Good run there.
I feel the cherry pickers need to play to this side and get the ball in Josh Ayres' hands a few more times.
Yeah, he brings plenty of energy when he runs, doesn't he?
He's a very dangerous player, you know. He can get over the advantage line. He can throw a pass. He's very dangerous.
Flicking out now. Is it Cornish?
Lining up on the left here again. Back to Josh Ayres.
35 out from the line. Feigns
Cornish
to go. Cornish, he's through. Oh, excellent tackle there from the Gundagai opponent there. A little bit of argy-bargy. They'll go to the corner. And is he through?
Josh Ayres just
It's
held
been
up.
held up. So I reckon
Mitch Cornish went through and just couldn't find Tom Bush with the pass. Josh Ayres coming out and having a little poke himself but being held up on the last.
Sean Bites, yeah, he's gone with held up there. So, gee, they're nearly through there. And be a play of the ball for the Tigers. Luff. Now, they're going to bring that back, are they?
Cherry picker squeezed in tight in defence.
Willis, Slough, feeds it out.
Blake Dunn, big hit.
Yeah, he came on basically in the latter stages of that first half, and there's still plenty of work to be done in this game, driving those big thighs. So, Latrell
lining up for his work there, 5 yards out. It's not the greatest place to be running for a fullback.
No, that's right. They're just trying to get it in his hands at all costs, aren't they? But they might run him ragged. So, good work there. Gee, they're really getting that ball moving.
Wow.
Ball's
Nathan
out
Rose.
now. Is that Elphick?
That's Rose.
That's Rose. He's going to go all the way. He puts a
putting
little
a kick
kick
in.
in. It's an excellent kick
wow.
for Jack Lyons. He's over for his second. I just sat up for him there, and they've got their second try of the second half here, Gundagai, and they're all over the Cherry Pickers at the minute.
I didn't see how that play was started, but it got in Nathan Rose's hand, and he went flying down the left side, about a 40 or 50 metre run, came to the fullback, put a kick inside, and Jack Lyons all over it.
Yeah, he just sort of went with him, and to be able to execute the right little kick there, just so that it sat up perfectly for him at that speed, Nathan Rose showing a clean pair of heels there, and he just split that young defence. And, yeah, I don't know. It almost seems like, a tale of two halves, really. For the first half, they just looked a little bit slow to get out of the blocks, and they were seem to be playing a bit pedestrian sort of football, but they're really showing the excitement machine that they are.
It's been a pretty balanced start, wasn't it, by Gundagai? When you look at it now, they just let some fatigue come into the game, and then now Nathan Rose is getting his hand on the ball, and he's finding some success.
Absolutely. So they're now out to an 18-10 lead with Luff to kick. Oh, he's going to say not his best effort there. He had a bit of sideways helicopter on that ball there. Still a bit blustery out there, and maybe a bit of a let-off there for the Cherry Pickers. 8 points of difference. They've got a lot of work to do here.
They're very good Gundagai at finding a result in that open field play. When they find the backfield, they seem to be able to find the right player or find the right play and turn it into points, rather than getting held up or tackled or making a mistake. So they've got very quality players in that Gundagai side.
So Hall with the kick-off. Goes now. Good take in there by Lateral. Gives it to Berkery. Some of his passing's been excellent again today, but takes this one up himself. The first tackle, 12 out from his defensive line. They're just starting to sow a few seeds of doubt in the Cherry Pickers' minds, I would have thought here. But long way to go in this one. 30 out from the line. Comes Lateral. He's getting involved in the middle there a lot, isn't he?
He's a very smart player, literally. He knows that Young's got some tiring forwards, and that's the place for him to be, in the middle of the ruck.
So that's fair all. He's been quite impressive. Hasn't had a huge amount of it, but what he's done, he's been good.
Playing
Kick
the
comes
traditional
now.
14 position, come on and just be an extra forward, and just using a small body and fast feet against big forwards. It seems to be working right now.
So that kick there came from Elphick, but it'll be Young. Now they're going to change the footy there.
They got big Luke Berkery just getting his first rest of the afternoon. I don't think it'll be a long one. I think they like having him out in the field.
Yeah, he certainly earned it.
But Jake Elphick's run back out there to give him a rest.
Vunapola with it now. 45 out from his attacking line. They'll spin it out wide. Big run there. Was that Slater?
Yeah.
Loved his work this afternoon.
He's wholehearted, isn't he? The Cherry Picker fans love him.
Yeah, absolutely. So, great work there from Cornish to Cornish. That was an excellent ball. So, they're certainly not done with here, Young. They've got a few tricks up their sleeve, but it's all good in general play. They've got to get themselves across the line here. Kick comes. Now, I didn't quite pick up who it was off. No, it's all above board, and Gundagai with the football.
Jack Elphick jumping on that.
Comes through. Is that Lines or Lateral? He's had a lot of work to do. So what was the call there? It's going to go the way of Gundagai. Did the young player at the dummy half there touch that football, or?
Yeah, I didn't quite see what happened. There was some sort of infringement in the ruck, obviously.
So from the restart, This is Elphick. Jake Variety brings it up. 35 out from his defensive line.
Young just looking for a little more polish on the end of their sets, aren't they? You know, they're playing through the middle okay and then just need to get a better finish.
For Lions got involved. Oh, they love taking it out there.
Luffin Rose.
Nathan Rose. So he stepped up to the plate as well, hasn't he?
They're looking to exploit that little change on Young's right-hand side there. Nick Cornish has come back into the halves. Casey Wall's out there in the centres. And Tyler Cornish has come off. So there's potentially a little issue there with the defensive combination.
Well, it says a lot for Tyler Cornish, doesn't it? That, you know, they were like a well-oiled machine until he copped those couple of injuries. Comes out now. Derek Hay with a kick. Comes up. Oh, good grab there by Nick Hall. So got good leverage there and took it cleanly. Like an Aussie rules footballer.
Yeah, in front, two hands.
Absolutely. And Boro. So he's been serviceable today. Oh, that was a tough one for Vini, but he took it.
Boro lining up for his second one. Just what the cherry pickers needed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gundagai defensive line's got lots of energy.
Big hit. Was that Vini again?
Yeah, and Elfie came up and stung him.
Got to admire. That's a great kick. Will it sit? No, it's pushed Latrell back, but he'll go to the far side of the ground now. Now he starts to run up to the middle. Anyone's guess as to where he goes. Hop, skip and jump, and a pretty good tackle there, considering, because he's been electric in the last 20-odd minutes of this game.
Cherry picker veteran Kyle Richards has come onto the field to give big Aaron Slater a quick rest. I think they'll be looking to get Jake Hogan out there as soon as they can to win some momentum back and get some line speed defensively, the cherry pickers.
Just going to play their full sets of 6 here, Gundagai, whilst they've got this 8-point lead. No need for any risks at this point in time. They're doing everything right. Is that Collins out there? No, it was Gorman, a try scorer today. So it comes through the Royce Tout, gives the offload. Farrell gets across the halfway line.
He's been tenacious in there today, Farrell. Lots of support plays, lots of little charging runs, and sticking on everything defensively.
They've got great depth there at Gundagai, don't they? So, ball's back, and Nick Hall.
Gundagai with a very straight line, great chase.
Yeah, almost better than what I reckon they had in the first half at times.
Yeah, nothing like scoring tries for getting energy, yeah?
Vini. Oh, Vini! He's through! Absolutely, he's got no support. Keep going. Vini. Oh, great huge tackle run there by Lateral. What a run there from Jake Vini. That was he's let them alight here, Young. They've just got to get behind him here. Ball out. Is that
bumped one off and went through, didn't he? And yeah, now the cherry pickers have got to get up there and put some shape on. 20 metres.
He just got in low. They've got to get behind him here. Is that Slater back out there?
No, it's Kyle Richards who went out to
Kyle
replace
Richards. You mentioned him before. Now, is that fifth and final? And
penalty.
A penalty.
Cherry pickers will get the ball here. Another set. That's just what they need here to just try to turn some momentum around.
Yeah, that's all tap of the ball.
Quick play. They go on with it.
Yeah.
Kyle Richards.
Not a bad call there. This will be their best opportunity. Oh, he's through. No, not quite. Good tackle there. Luff involved. Ever so close to the line. They've got a great passing game here, Young. Just couldn't quite get the ball out there, and Willis, the experience of him, able to lock that player down. So, ball comes back through. Cornish now.
Unorganised there on the right there, the cherry pickers.
Got a few tricks here. Oh, big Vunipola! He's through. He's through. No, it's held up. Oh, incredible work.
The crowd over there thought he scored it. They were
I
very
thought
vocal.
he was through. That's an absolute miracle that they were able to uphold that, because he's a big unit.
Cherry pickers with a nice V shape here.
Yeah. So this Tigers defence has been amazing here, but there's going to be more questions asked of them. Play the ball. Comes out. Cornish with it now. Oh, a little beautiful inside pass. He's over.
Looks like he might have got that down.
He's over. No, it's held up. So incredible stuff here at Alfred Oval.
Cherry Pickers just challenging a little differently now with the change in the half. Nick Cornish going there. He's more of a stepper and a runner, but threw a lovely pass to Gus Smith there and just couldn't get the ball down.
So he's right on the scene there as referee Sean Byatt. And cruel for the Cherry Pickers and their supporters, but Gundagai maintain 8-point lead. We've nearly gone halfway through this second half. Thoroughly enjoyed coming up to Young this afternoon. Always a great place to come. Nice town, nice people, great facilities here at Alfred Oval. Good vantage point.
And the sun's shining, which is always nice on a Sunday afternoon here at Alfred Oval.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So this is A for Collins. Another player of the ball here. Luff.
Little change.
What have they got?
Young changing. Oh, here we go. Changing Young's rotation here today. So with Casey Wall going to the right centre, Jesse Corcoran may not be able to get a rest as he often does late in the games.
Yeah, certainly some mind games, but gee, they're making some good ground here. Gundagai, both sides. Oh, he's still got it. It's alive. Now that's with Lions. He's going to get through. He's going to be through. He feeds it off, and the try's going to go to Nathan Rose. Unbelievable. So Gundagai have absolutely drawn a wedge between themselves and the Cherry Pickers here, and they've gone to 22-10, a 12-point lead.
That's a sign of a good side, isn't it? You know, where they can defend and deflect the Cherry Pickers for a number of sets down there and then come up the field, get half a chance and take it. You know, and that's why they're the top side and one of the top sides this year and a real threat.
You think maybe fatigue's sort of setting in? It seems that obviously the Gundagai boys, when they're being tackled, they're sort of holding but turning their bodies around and feeding it out the back. And maybe some of the Cherry Pickers are already overcommitted.
Yeah, look, it's funny, a little change in the combination on both sides of the Cherry Pickers defensively, and that can have a big effect just on communication and familiarity and how you defend and who you work with, and it's causing them some trouble out there right now anyway. I know that for the Cherry Pickers.
Yeah, so there's still plenty of time if they're good enough, and obviously it's a long season, so these sides will meet again in Gundagai later in the year, but of course, just exposing them a little bit here. Gundagai?
Well, it seemed to happen last week, and the Cherry Pickers came back and put some late points on, and I think they've done that every week with late points, so there may be a late strike yet by the Cherry Pickers. As we talked about getting Jake Hogan back out to try to win some rucks, he's just working his way back out onto the field, so looks like he's coming on for a Noki Vunipola.
I think the good thing here is Luff lines up, James Luff for Gundagai, going for another conversion. He struggled a little bit with the wind today, but if they go up to 24-10, it means that Young, you would think, will start pulling out a few more stops and taking a few more risks.
Yeah, I don't think they need to take too many risks. I think they just need to win rucks. It's simple to win footy at this level. You know, you got to win rucks and just build momentum, and there's still enough time to win it like that. They don't need any trick shots yet with 20 minutes to go.
Yep.
So, I think both sides will just be looking to do the same thing, have the momentum for the next 10 minutes, and I think whoever does it will go a long way to winning it. So
the flags go up, and it's a 14-point ball game here with Gundagai, Luff making that one, and Gundagai have all the ascendancy here, but still a long way to go, as Nick Hall says. Ball goes up from the restart, and under it there was Latrell, and ball comes out now for A for Collins. Good run from him. Met solidly by a three-pack of Cherry Pickers there. Feeds it out. Derek Hay involved. Great run there from Elphick. Jake Elphick. Luff on the scene. Goes himself. Gets some valuable meterage. Sensible play. Comes out now. Oh, gee, it's a hard run. So excellent work here from, that was Royce Tout. Ball comes out, feeds it out. Nathan Rose, a try scorer. Gets it out to Elphick, Jake variety. Jack, I should say.
All of Gundagai's efforts just seem to have a little spring of energy right now, don't they? You know, they looked very tired through the middle part of that first half, but they're a different side now.
So a little bit of a chip kick there. It was never going to make Nick Hall there.
Ball bounced off Gus Smith and went to went to Jake Hogan, who was in an offside position there. Just a cruel bounce. A couple of the big pigs in the middle going back to clean up the ball and didn't quite get it.
When it rains, it pours, so all the momentum here with Gundagai, and they've got their tails up here as they're 30 out from the line with a fresh set of 6.
Well, they might take a shot there to take it out beyond 2 tries, but they're going to keep the pressure on.
So big charge through there. Excellent meterage.
That is 2 tries.
What have they got in store? Ball comes out.
Derek Hay.
Derek Hay didn't really have a lot of support there. Alfred Collins was in the vicinity. Luff with it now. Dancing feet. Tries to go low, but the young defence are onto it.
We're watching Latrell hunting out the back wide here.
He's just been a little bit quiet in the last 5 minutes or so, but you know he's lurking. He's got it now. He's got to be taken. He's held. So finishing it off there.
Good tackle, Nick Cornish.
Cherry picker. What have they got here? So ball comes out. This is Jack Elphick. About 8 out from the line.
It's like Blake Hewitt making about his 50th
Comes
tackle
through.
today.
Little kick comes there, and it's taken by Josh Ayres. Is that Ayres?
Might be Jake Hogan covering across the big prop, getting back there to do some work.
But he's been tackled in goal.
It's good instincts by a prop to get back and cover that kick.
Yeah, absolutely. Considering it's not a bad result, but they're still in the defensive here. The Cherry Pickers. We've got about 15 minutes remaining in this one.
Short kick off, short dropout.
Great work there.
Nick Hall. Nearly
Nick
got
Hall,
it.
so Mr. Athletic, but it's now with Jack Elphick, try scorer this afternoon. And it's getting nice and physical out there. The tackles have got to stick. Both sides. Good work there from Royce Tout. He's been pretty good. Collins makes a good run there. 10 or 11 out from the line.
Looks like Jake Walker's gone out there to give Gus Smith a rest, and they've pushed Jake Hogan out to that right edge. So totally new look right edge for the Cherry Pickers.
Right, it's now with Latrell. Dancing feet of Latrell. He's a hard man to tackle.
He's left someone on the ground there.
Bit of a don't argue, and that might just help the Cherry Picker defence despite their teammate in all sorts of trouble here. As the trainer comes on, time clock stops with 15
it's the hooker
minutes.
Jesse Corcoran, so they need him out there, the Cherry Pickers today. They don't have many replacements.
Absolutely. So you mentioned before there, he normally likes to get a bit of a rest, but so it's crunch time. They certainly need him out there. So Young, who had a great season last year, and of course with COVID, things played up a bit, but they've been excellent, both sides this year, and Gundagai have had a lot of recent success, but what's it been like around the town, Nick, with all this success over the last few years?
Well, it's been a very good feeling in Young the last few years. You know, the town always proud of the Cherry Pickers, but whenever the Cherry Pickers are winning, they're always quite buoyant around the town, and they get along to games and enjoy watching them. But
good
not
for
enjoying
business, as you can
this.
say. And Jack Lyons is over for his third try of the afternoon. So just a bit of a lapse in concentration there, and it almost seemed that the injury of our mate Jesse Corcoran down there has just opened up this defence a little bit, and that's going to be really tough now. They blow it out to a 28-10 lead.
No real shape there. They just threw the ball out, didn't they? And they just found the outside man, and a ball bounced along the ground, but Lyons picked it up and put it down in the corner. Yeah,
it was sort of lucky somewhat that it did still sit up, but that's what I was sort of saying before, is that some of their tackling's been excellent, the Cherry Pickers, and they've stuck, but there's also been times when they just able to get the ball out the back there, the Tigers, and on that occasion it happened again. And he's having some sort of day out here, Jack Lyons.
Yeah, they can't get a hands on him, can he? He's just a few arm tackles there by the Cherry Pickers in this second half, and the Gundagai guys running with a bit more energy and a bit more enthusiasm, and they're just pulling through.
So the clock ticks. We're under 14 minutes now at Alfred Oval. Excellent day for this exhibition of Great Northern Group 9 football.
I think they really do need to try something now, obviously, with 14 minutes to go, 13 minutes to go when the kickoff happens. And like you said, after the last try, I think now the Cherry Pickers do need to start look for something a little bit different. Needing to get Jesse Corcoran running through the middle. They need to get Nick Hall challenging. And a lot of weight goes on Mitch Cornish here now for the final 14 minutes.
Well, we saw Nick Hall come off the line before, and he nearly sort of snatched that ball with an intercept. So certainly it must be at the forefront of their mind.
He's a very good leaper. He's really good in the air. I'd argue that possibly Latrell is as well, and Lyons for the Gundagai side. So maybe they need to pick their mark, but there's possibly opportunities if they can get some high ball for Nick Hall there somewhere. He does pose a threat.
So Luff. Now it goes,
Wow.
the flags go up, so that's going to make it really, really tough here. Gundagai, who conceded the first 2 tries of the game, have now starting to dominate, and they're gone to 30-10 with 12 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock and ticking, Nick Hall.
Yeah, Young looking just to hang on here now with 12 to go. You know, this is really getting away from them.
So fair old Roos there. Ball comes in and well taken there by Latrell and feeds off to Hayford Collins, who's been busy in this second half. A little bit of physicality there. It was uncalled for. Just a little bit of frustration creeping in there for Nick Cornish.
That's the sort of thing that can happen when you're getting behind, and then a little bit of desperation comes in and some fatigue, and then the penalties start going against you. So need to be very disciplined to get back into this if they're going to do that.
It's largely a physical game, but it's also a mental one, and it just alleviates a bit of pressure, any pressure that was existent. Bit of a free meal ticket there. Willis feeds it off, and Blake Dunn charges through, takes a few to get him down.
Tale of 2 benches today. I'm just looking at Luke Burker enjoying his rest, and I'm sure if the game was a lot closer, he would have been back on the field 5 minutes ago. But with the score going their way, they can afford to leave him there and let him have his rest. Then you look at the Cherry Pickers bench and their battle stations. They're getting rather thin on the ground for troops. Yeah,
they're sort of walking wounded. So, he's through. That's Nathan Rose. Dancing feet. Nathan Rose looks for an offload. Gives it to Gorman. Gets his second of the afternoon.
Nathan Rose is just carving them up, isn't he?
He's had some sort of second half, hasn't he? You know, in combination, it was Sigwalt and Lyons for that latter part of the first half, I reckon, that got them back into this one. But Nathan Rose has nearly owned this second half, I reckon.
He's a classy player. He's a great communicator, you know, and he can really organise the side how he wants them. And with Derek Hay just sitting there pushing the troops around and getting them through their sets, then Nathan Rose can just sit there and pick his mark. And he's found plenty of marks there in the second half, and he's tearing holes in the Cherry Pickers.
So just reading the Daily Advertiser, of course, from a couple of days ago, and all the pundits, you know, of course, were picking Young here at home. It's always difficult until everyone's played each other, and, you know, of course, Young have been battling a few injuries this afternoon, and of course they jumped out to a 10-0 lead on this one, but it's pretty much been all Gundagai since then, and they've had their chances, of course, the Cherry Pickers, but I reckon it was, of course, I reckon you mentioned earlier in the break, of course, when Tyler Cornish went off, it just maybe they've lost a bit of shape and all of that, and it was the all-important Gundagai took lots of momentum going into the second half, and they've come out, as did the Cherry Pickers, but sometimes the ball goes your way, and they fully earned this 34-10-0 lead, which could easily be 36 after James Luff has a go here.
Yeah, he's a real leader, Tyler Cornish, very smart footballer and a good talker. You know, he has a lot of fullback experience, and he's a natural talker, and he sticks that right side together, and the right side's just been getting pulled apart a little bit in the second half.
So Farrell was having a bit of time off there before. He's been pretty good for Gundagai in this second half, I reckon, and Berkery's ringing the changes. So the flags go up, and this is really starting to blow out a bit now. It's 36 to Gundagai, the travelling side, coming over here to Young. Never an easy place to come. And, we've now got, it's 26 points of difference. So they've really just got to throw caution to the wind here.
Yeah, Gundagai don't have to do anything silly. And like you said, this is a huge performance over here at Young, you know. They'll take a lot of momentum out of this.
Hall with a kick-off. It's a deep one.
Wow.
And it's going to go...
That's the sort of afternoon the Cherry Pickers are having.
It certainly is. Once upon a time, if you're a kid kicking down at the park, you want to see how far you can kick. But on this occasion, you didn't. You had too much oomph on that one. So just slowing it up here a little bit. The Tigers.
Yeah,
Luff's been enormous too, hasn't he?
He's just so classy. He's very smart. And he's very patient. He'll just sit there and work and work and work. He's got a big motor, and then when he sees opportunities, he goes and gets them. And a lot of the good stuff that comes off the back of Gundagai is off the back of what he does.
So Collins getting involved. Ball comes out now. It's Jake Elphick, having got it from Rose.
Nathan Rose just pushing him around now, the maestro.
They're going to go to the favoured side here. Good work there from Tyler Gorman. Feeds it back in. It's now with Royce Tout. So what have they got in store? You can go either side here. Tout again.
Mitch Cornish, big tackle.
Good tackle. So now what's the call there? It was a knock on.
Nothing's going their way right now. Big tackle from Mitch, but when Tom Bush tried to grab it, he just knocked on, I think, by the look of it.
So, yeah, it's just a bit hard to stomach there, the cherry pickers. And we've all had those days out on the park before, but I'm not sure anyone really would have seen this coming, going into half-time.
No, it looked like it possibly be a blip and a nice tight second half, but Gundagai came out firing in the second half and just kept it going.
Amazing how the ground looks like it's really dried out throughout the afternoon, whereas when we first started, it looked really sticky in there in the cricket pitch and all that. Latrell's nearly through.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's probably one of the changes. In the first half, seemed like Gundagai just played through the mud, that small patch of mud, a lot. And in the second half, they've just played down the edges and been too good.
Well, probably, I guess it was maybe it sort of wasn't working for them. And it was only they tried a few things in the latter part of that first half, and it tended to work for them. So, no need to change anything. So, Blake done, wrapped up. 12 out from the line. Comes through. Collins done some heavy lifting in this half. Does the unrewarded stuff. There's A for Collins. 5 out from the line. Luff gets it out wide. Oh, excellent pass there. It's through. Latrell's through. Not quite. They're on Latrell watch. She's going to get through here. They're going to get through. They're held down. Up? No, held up. It's been held up. So excellent defence there.
Josh Ayres.
By the cherry pickers. Gee, Nathan Rose is causing all sorts out there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just at a different level there right now, causing all sorts of headaches. And Gundagai probably deserved a try there. It was a pretty good effort to hold him up, whoever made the tackle there on Royce Tout.
It's just been their quick hands has been a real feature this afternoon. Comes out, they come the right side. Latrell dancing at the back there, goes on the inside. They've got to wrap him up. He's impossible to get down at times, this guy.
He's a great mover, that's for sure. They've got a few of them in this Gundagai side.
That's a set of 6, is it?
Yeah, that's the end. That was on the last tackle.
So
the funny thing about the Gundagai side is that, they're a new team. A lot of new faces have coming together, and by the end of the year, when they build some combination, they're only going to get better and better.
Well, they've got great depth, and they won the reserves clash 24-6, and I guess it's just such a great culture there that if you're strapping on the Tigers jumper, you know what to expect.
Well, it's been a great day for Gundagai over here today. They've had some good results, and they're used to having those. They've been a strong club for a long time, and 2022 looks like another one of those seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. But they've lost no admirers here, Young. They were super in that large part of that first half, and there's no doubt they've kept trying in this second half, but maybe just a little bit walking wounded, and everything seemed to be going the way of Gundagai, but that's not a bad kick 40, there. 20?
Yeah, there's no doubt Young are a good side. They're going to learn from this. It's definitely not their best performance, and they're going to be definitely disappointed, but they're going to go back and learn and be better from it too. There's some clear areas and just on energy and effort and some soft missed tackles, and they'll fix those up.
Yeah, that's it. And they've also been, Boro's been able to come in and get some experience. So,
yeah, some different combinations today. Definitely some new blokes stepping up. They've missed Naya Freeman. Tyler Cornish has been lost in the second half.
So they've got a chance here, and they're through. Not quite.
Mitch rolls over and just puts
through.
It down behind his head.
He's got it. So not a massive celebration there, such as the state of the game, but you just love it. They're putting it on here for their home fans. I'll keep working hard right until the final bell.
Oh, a bit of a face saver, and it gives them something to take away to finish with a try.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's now to 36-14. I think we'll find that we'll say.
I thought Luke Berkery might have gone for a shower. I thought his work might have been done, but it looks like he's going to go take the field for the last 3 minutes.
Yes, it would have been. Well, as I said, the majority were going for Young this afternoon, but and only the one pundit out of the Daily Advertiser were going for Gundagai, but you just can never write them off. And I guess when you're even going for the home side, no one does it with a huge amount of confidence. So
in a tight game, it's pretty natural to tip the home side. You know, if you can't quite pick them, you'll go for that home ground advantage. But didn't mean much to Gundagai today. They've come out and really put their best foot forward. So
no cigar there for Jesse Corcoran. Always been a bit tough kicking towards that end. Just 3 minutes left on the clock here at Alfred Oval. It's been an excellent afternoon. A little bit of respectability on the scoreboard there for Young. They can go again here at the reset.
As Gundy Walker back slow, I might just do a quick g'day to Josh Powderly, the young president. He's just rehabbing after an accident he had earlier in the year, and you know, that's not the worst of his troubles. He's a Roosters fan as well, and they didn't go too well, so sucked in to Josh Powderly. But g'day, dude, and we hope you're doing well, and we're going to see you soon, mate.
No, great shout. And you've also had a bit of intel from people around the countryside.
Mate, yeah, look, it's definitely interesting here. People are interested in this game. I've got people from the Gold Coast and Newcastle and Sydney. There's people messaging me all around, so there's definitely some interest in this clash from the Cherry Pickers and the Gundagai Tigers, and yeah, there's been some people from all around listening in, so it's interesting to see that these live streams are getting picked up, and there's lots of interest in Group 9.
Got their running game going here, Young, and is that Nick Hall?
It's Nick Hall again, still full of running. Just haven't been able to get him in some space today. We need to find Nick Hall in a little bit more space, but Gundagai defence has been too good, and they probably just had too much ball today, Gundagai.
Yeah, no doubt. Cornish with it now. Stepping through the cricket pitch, not an easy feat. Dancing around there, and bit of a sling tackle there and a hold. Good work there by Jake Elphick. Coming out now. Big Slater.
That might be Kyle Richards, that one.
Richards, you're right. Coming through.
They're all big boppers, though.
Yeah, take your pick. Wouldn't like any of them coming at you. But, oh, that's
Nick
excellent
Hall.
work there, Nick Hall. We talk about risks, and is that Farrell out there? Comes out, and he's sat upon 10 out from the line, defensive side.
Only a minute to go. The sting's out of it now.
Looks like he's got a bit of heat there.
Blake Hewitt cramping up, probably rightly. He's been in everything today. Made 1 million tackles as usual performance from Blake Hewitt. He and Jesse Corcoran have both been very good in the middle, defending for the Cherry Pickers.
So as the trainers come on, and the clock's actually going to keep ticking, it looks. Minute and 14 left. Doing it all for All In Sports. So it's... do you subscribe to the theory that it's potentially a loss that the Cherry Pickers need to have or could have?
It's early in the year, you know, and it's good to get that loss behind you sometimes, isn't it? You know, you win or you learn, and I think the Cherry Pickers will definitely learn out of this one. You know, sometimes you can go along and wins can gloss over some things that you need to fix, and they can't gloss over those today. So I'm sure they'll go away. There's some smart footballers there, and they'll go away and put that together. And
they'll love to be able to, throw all the favouritism towards the Gundagai.
Yeah, they'll definitely deflect that now. It all goes to Gundagai, and I think the Cherry Pickers will be glad to just sit one back and deflect that. And Gundagai carries that load now. And, I think they're a good enough side to carry that as well. You know, I think they're good front runners, Gundagai. They like to be out in the front.
They've owned it, yep. So only 12 seconds to go. Fizz has gone out of this one. That might be Berkery out there again.
Yeah, you're probably right that he has the last run. He was huge in the first half, and that first part of the second half. He put the Tigers on his back and turned it around when things were tough. Some big carries and big tackles out of Luke Berkery.
So the kick goes out, and that's it here at Alfred Oval. It's a 36-14 lead here, and a massive win to the travelling side, the Gundagai Tigers. Premierships galore over the last few years, 2015, 2018 and 2020, but they were down 10-0 with only a little bit of time to play, and it in the first half, and they got, I reckon, within the last 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, they got those 2 tries, and we went in at half-time at 10 apiece, and they had all the momentum, and Young came out pretty solidly in the second half. There's no doubt about that, but Gundagai, it just seemed like their confidence, grew exponentially, and they ran away with this one, Nick Hall.
Young was very organised defensively in that first half, and they didn't leave many chances, but Gundagai didn't need many. They only saw 1 or 2 little opportunities end of the first half, and they pounced on them, and just shows the talent and the quality that they've got there. And then in the second half, they did the same thing. Little chances, and they just took them a number of times, and just that was too good. Cherry Pickers couldn't fight back from that.
So there's only one side now undefeated, Gundagai. Do you make a little bit of, they obviously had the bye last week. They're coming in a bit fresh.
Oh, look, maybe fresh, but it's early in the season, I think everyone's fresh and keen, and you've got to be able to get up for these big games. And I think the first half showed that both sides were ready to fight, but Gundagai just came out in the second half and just blew the Cherry Pickers off the park. So, congratulations to the Gundagai Tigers. It's a huge win to travel over to Alfred Oval and take the points home.
So it'll be a happy Tigers camp making the way back to Snake Gully, and it's really set this season up. There's no doubt about that. So Young with a bit of work to do, but they've had a massive crowd here this afternoon at Alfred Oval. We've thoroughly enjoyed it. Just want to quickly go through your best players for both sides, Nick.
Look, for the winning side, I thought, all the try scorers were good. I thought Derek Hay was pretty good. He pushed them around and got them in position and let Rosie and those guys take opportunities. But I thought Nathan Rose was the maestro out there, especially in the second half. And I think, like I mentioned, I thought that Luke Burkery was huge in that first half. He got him through all those tough periods, and some of those good plays came off his passes early on. So Cherry Pickers, they were all good. Mitch Cornish was good. I thought Tyler Cornish was good while he was on there. And I thought Big Aaron Slater was huge. Maybe just didn't get the chance to get enough minutes later on, but he had a huge, big first half.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's pretty much it for us. And big thanks to Stu, of course, the man behind the camera. Doing a great job for us this afternoon at All In Sports. Another big thank you to all our sponsors, BF Transport, Cavalier Homes, Back on Track Physiotherapy, Albury Brewhouse, NZ Albury, and Jayco Albury Wodonga. So look forward to reading it all in the Daily Advertiser throughout the week, and good luck with the Harden Hawks, mate, going forward for the rest of this year in George Took.
Yeah, we'll be back into it this weekend. We're having fun over there at Harden, good group of blokes. But I'd be very interested in seeing how the Cherry Pickers bounce back too. I'll be watching with intent. Yeah, absolutely. So thanks again for your help. Look forward to catching up with you again, potentially, when we're in this neck of the woods. And big thanks to the young Cherry Pickers for putting us up this afternoon. Excellent facilities and great hospitality. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Look forward to more coverage all throughout the week, and of course covering a game next Sunday. You've seen All in Sports. We look forward to doing it all again from all of us here. Bye, and see you then. Bye-bye.